Hi everyone, welcome to the international course here at Champions Gate in Florida. A little bit of on-course testing for you today. You may have seen some of our videos where we compared Ping's long irons with their new crossover iron. Well, it's not that new now, but we wanted to get it out onto the course really just to see how it performed in different situations. We've come here to the second hole and we think we've got a perfect sort of testing ground. We've got 220 yards to go to the flag. So we've got our American anonymous big hitter Randy here. He's going to hit a couple of 4-irons and he's going to hit a couple of crossovers. So we want to really see here, if we're noticing any sort of jumps in dispersion. Maybe I think the crossover might be a little bit jumpier off the face than his Ping I 4-iron. But let's just put it to the test. As I say, 2 shots with a 4-iron, then 2 shots with a crossover, and we'll see how close we get to the green, and we'll have a look when we get down there. Okay, so we've got the first up is the 4-iron. Looks pretty good to me. So I'd say that looks about pin high, maybe just making its way to the back of the green. So that's a good shot. Yeah, again, that looks pretty good to me. Just drawing in nicely, hanging off that wind. Okay, let's do the crossover. We've marked up these 2 balls just so we can see when we get down there which is which. I don't think there's a huge amount of difference in the height. Looks right at it. Yeah, I think that's the best one so far. Like I say, in terms of distance, pretty much exactly the same. Okay, one more. So this is the one where I think you're probably going to get the least difference between the 2 because you're sort of pegging it up. Easier to get a good strike. Yep, that one looks pretty good as well. Yeah, about pin high, just off to the right. Let's go down and have a look and see where those balls are. Okay guys, we've come down to the green here on this 220 yard par 3, and there are the 4 balls that what we can see. The first 2, which were the 4-iron, you can see the ones that are actually on the green and have stayed on the green. Obviously haven't they got a little bit more grab on there, whereas the 2 shots that have just missed the green, pitched a little bit shorter but then released out a little bit. So really not a huge amount of difference if you're thinking of the the distance. You've got 2 that are a little bit short and 2 that have gone a little bit long. So not really a lot in that one there, but we're going to move out onto the course and do some different testing, hitting from some rough. We're going to hit some from the fairway as well. So I'd say that's a victory for the long iron to a certain extent to start with. But yeah, I think it'll be more interesting as we find different conditions on the course. Okay, so we've got some quite interesting results there. The first shot, the one that's actually gone the furthest, was the first 4-iron, which has gone in this bunker here to the left. But what we could sort of get a sense from Randy there was it might have got a little bit of a flyer with the iron out of that rough. The other 4-iron he hit, which was a pretty decent strike, but it's come up well short. As you can see, just that's over there. That's a good sort of 25 yard short, pretty much. The 2 best shots, really, are the 2 crossover balls here. Maybe just not quite as much downwind as we first thought, which is maybe why we didn't get that 227 carry, but that's pretty consistent from that lie. So I think that's definitely a victory for the crossover. Obviously this is a short test, it's nothing radically in depth, but we did think before that we would see a better performance from the crossover out of that sort of lie, just because it's got that wider soil, it can just come through that chewy grass a little bit quicker. So I think another thing that we found here is with the the technology in that crossover, it's designed to pop that ball up nice and high. And I think what we've seen here is a nice soft landing on these 2 crossover shots, where like I say, the fly with the 4-iron, it just sort of like shoots out a little bit hot. It's going to run out quite a little bit more. So definitely a victory for the crossover, I think, on that test out the rough. We're going to move on to another hole and do just a pure sort of middle of the fairway test, just to then put all 3 together and kind of see what we think. Okay, so we've reached the 9th hole here, international course, Champions Gate, and this is the final of our 3 challenges with our Ping long iron v Ping crossover test. Just zapped it to the flag. We've got 210 yards, slight bit of breeze into, maybe going slightly uphill as well, so it should be a good number for both the 4-iron and the 4 crossover. Mixed results so far. This one is just nice lie on the fairway, nice tight lie. which is going to perform better. Is he going to get a bit more control with the long iron, or is he just going to, just find it a little bit easier to hit that cross iron? Take it away, Randy. Look pretty good to me. So we've got exactly the same balls here. We're actually testing out the new TaylorMade TP5 balls. We've just put a mark on the crossover, the two that he's being hit with the crossover. So when we get up to the green, we know which is which. Sounded pretty good. Just sort of drawing over to the left. A bit more online. Yeah, right at it, that looked pretty good. Slight advantage here, I'd say, for the crossover by the fact that he gets to hit a couple first with the 4-iron to just sort of get a better feel for the shot. Pretty good to me. Okay. Yeah. Looks like crossover to me might have been slightly better there, but we'll pop up and have a look. Okay guys, we've come up to the green, and what we've got here is we've actually got the two 4-iron shots. They've actually both just missed the green to the left. The two crossover shots are there at the back of the green. Now you might be thinking, well, crossovers on the green, they're better, but I think in this situation you've probably got a little bit more reliability with the 4-iron there in terms of the distance that they've carried. If let's say this green was a little bit bigger, they'd be the two better shots. So I think what we've actually found, you can look where the pitch marks are there. Both the crossover shots have actually pitched fairly close to the flag, but they have actually flown on quite a bit. I mean, that's a good sort of 50 or 60 feet past the flag there. I think if we had the same situation with the 4-iron pitching there and there, I think they're going to grab a little bit more and give yourself a much better chance of making a birdie. So yeah, although it looks though, yeah, crossovers hit the green, 4-irons missed the green, that's a tighter grouping. It's actually distance-wise is actually a little bit nearer to the flag as well. So I think for a player like Randy, who he likes his long irons, he's happy with his long irons, he gets quite a lot of control of his long irons. I just think that although there are benefits to the crossover, it's just not going to be as reliable. You are just going to get a few that might fly a few yards further. They're not stopping on the green quite as much as you'd get with the 4-iron. But I think the one test where the crossover did come out on top was when we were hitting out of the rough. So that's why it could be a good club for you to have in your bag. It's quite versatile. You might still want to hit it off the tee. We saw on the very first challenge, performance was very good off the tee. Performance was very good out of the rough, but middle of the fairway, good players like Randy, just think you're going to get that little bit more control, a bit more grab on the green with the long iron. So hope that answers your questions. We knew quite a few people had asked us to do this video. Post any comments below if you want us to go into a little bit more detail or do any similar tests like this. We're really happy to see what you guys want to see. Thanks for watching, we'll see you again soon.